The Industrial Revolution was the foundation and the start of an ever-developing means for communication. Technology was scarce, and many inventions helped implement communication locally, nationally, and internationally. The Industrial Revolution was the beginning of technology, assisting to help increase productivity rates and decrease the need for manual labor. Many of these inventions would aid several advances that would affect the people of today. Two of the most utilized inventions, which would lead to the biggest impact into modern society in later inventions, were the steam-powered printing press and the telegraph. Two German men, Friedrich Koenig and Andreas Friedrich Bauer, an investor and a watchmaker, invented the steam-powered printing press in 1802, respectively. Koenig created the printing press so that it would require less manpower in order to print pages. It was not until 1811, however, when Koenig's printing press was first used. It printed 3,000 copies of the Annual Register of London of 1810. This press worked at the rate of 800 sheets per hour, which is more than double the speed possible from the original printing press. This printing press was the first printing machine that did not require constant manual labor. Though Koenig's adjustments to the printing press, American inventors Richard Hoe, who invented the lithographic rotary printing press in 1843, and William Bullock, who invented the web rotary printing press in 1863, were able to modify Koenig's cylinder press to increase overall speed and decrease overall labor hours. With the creation of this printing type, newspapers were able to rapidly expand across the country, and notable newspapers such as the New York Times and the Sun were born. Accessibility to literature and the birth of newspapers increased and improved literacy across the nation. Another huge impact on communication was the invention of the telegraph. The telegraph is one of the most profound inventions of the 19th century during the first Industrial Revolution. It was a device that used electric impulses to transmit encoded messages over a wire and would revolutionize long-distance communication. Samuel Morse developed the telegraph in 1830 to 1840. Morse also developed the Morse code, which assigned a set of dots and dashes to each letter of the English alphabet and allowed for the simple transmission of complex messages across telegraph lines. The first telegraph message was sent over the telegraph lines from Washington, D.C. to Baltimore, Maryland, by Morse himself in 1844, with the message, "What hath God wrought?" This was monumental because it was the first telegram sent in the United States and would forever change communication in the nation. Over the course of many years, several private companies, such as the New York and Mississippi Valley Printing Telegraph Company, now known as Western Union, set up telegraph lines. In 1866, the first successful permanent line had been laid from the east coast of the United States at the Atlantic Ocean across to Europe. This revolutionized long-distance communication and set the foundation for the communications revolution, which would later lead to other innovations in technology such as the fax machine, email, and phone services.